Take a look now at Juncker's visit to the White House. We're joined by Nicholas Economides. He's a professor of economics at NYU's Stern School of Business. Welcome, Professor.
Hello.
President
Hello.
Trump secured these concessions. As our reporter there, Nathan King, just pointed out, we have to wonder how conciliatory he will be with other nations, other trading partners, and how significant of a win this is for him.
I think it's a major win. Trump started with significant threats of tariffs, and he could easily pull them back. And in return, the Europeans accepted higher imports of soybeans and higher imports of liquefied natural gas. So in many ways, Trump gave very little because it was just a threat he had made, while the Europeans gave up something significant.
I wanted to point out that the U.S. goods trade deficit with the EU totaled $151 billion last year, yet the EU is the largest source of foreign investment in the United States, totaling more than $2 trillion at the end of 2018. So you have to wonder, who's actually losing here?
Well, I think if the United States companies are profitable and at the cutting edge, it makes lots of sense for the Europeans to invest there. So there you have a win-win situation. Reducing tariffs is also a win-win situation. And to answer your previous question, I hope that the same strategies that Trump used in this case, which was to threaten but then pull back, would also be used in negotiations with other nations such as China.
How political do you think this was for him? I mean, he's obviously facing a lot of heat in the United States from farmers and others affected.
Well, he has faced a lot of heat from the establishment, which does not want him to do anything different than before. The farmers are going to be much happier now, and they're part of his power base, so that would be great for him.
So he has said the U.S. has been losing hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars in trade with the EU for years and years, and that he wanted it to be a level playing field for so long. Was this a long time coming, taken care of, let's say, by a previous administration?
I think so. I think the very significant trade deficits over time are not sustainable. Countries lose too much by them. So whoever is in power has to negotiate to make sure that these are reasonable. At the same time, if a country produces something of high quality at a low price, it makes lots of sense for it to be imported from that country, and that automatically creates a trade deficit. So the goal should not be to make sure the trade deficits are zero. The goal should be to be able to have free trade and to be able to get relatively low prices for businesses and consumers of imported goods, and at the same time not have restrictions on exports of the country, like a country like the United States.
In terms of the relationship between the United States and the EU, some would say it might be at a historic low, or it has been until now, partly because of President Trump's multilateral issues with NATO, the EU, and then, of course, his comments that he made recently. The European Union, outside of China and a couple of others, treats us on trade as badly as you can be treated. Where does he go from these types of comments?
Well, I think given that those comments, it can only go towards better. It can only go up. I mean, if you are President Trump and you really believe that you have been treated the worst possible, and then there is a tremendous possibility of upside potential.
All righty. Well, we're going to have to leave it right there. Nicholas Economides, thank you so much.